7.6, here we go. Divide multi-digit whole numbers. Now it's very similar to the ones we've done before. Dividing by 2 digits. Some of these will have remainders. That's the main difference. The I can statement, I can use partial quotients to solve division problems, which sometimes include a remainder. So just more practice, getting more comfortable using the division strategy that you choose. Now you might have watched the last video showing you the traditional algorithm, so if you want to use that, that's fine. I'm going to be doing partial quotients for those that didn't watch the traditional algorithm, also fine. Whichever of those methods you want to use, a-okay. So the problem today, Raheem will fill bags with tortillas. He has bags that hold 12 tortillas and bags that hold 16 tortillas. Which size bag should he use if he wants no tortillas left over? And 276 tortillas, right? Because we need the number that we're splitting into groups. Again, that's what makes it division. We know the whole number of tortillas. We're splitting them up into groups of either 12 or 16 to figure out which will have none left over or no remainder. So let's try the larger bags first. What equation can you write? Now notice there's nothing to write on your notes. There's no new sort of techniques or anything. So just feel free to do your work on there. We can do 276 divided by 16 equals B. Remember, we're thinking what times 16 will equal 276. How many groups will it take me to get to that total? How many groups of 16? So, like I said, I'm going to be using partial quotients. If you want to use the traditional algorithm, that is fine. I'm not going to go over it, but if you do want more help with it, you can just ask. So, how many groups will it take? Well, let's try 10. You know me, I like to try 10 groups. 10 groups. 10 times 16 is 160. Now we'll subtract. I have 116 left. So, not too many. Not enough to do another 10 groups, but not too... it was a good choice to do 10. That's what I'm saying. Now, I could just do one group, but I feel like that's going to take me a little while because I think it'll take a lot of 16s to get through. So maybe let's just try 5. Multiplying by 5 is pretty easy. Sometimes it's nice to pick ones that are simple. All right, 5 groups. That's 80. Let's see how much we have left. 11 minus 8 is 3. Okay, so I can't fit another 5 groups. Sorry about that. Let's try 2 groups. Oh, goodness. Times 2, that's 20 and 12, so that is 32. This was 2 groups. Now I just have 4 left. I can't fit another group, so I know that's going to be my remainder. So 10, 5, and 2 is 17, which is my quotient. Remainder 4 as my answer. So 17 remainder 4 is what I would get. So same as what we've been doing. Now remember, the problem was to see if we would have any left over. We had some left over, so should he use the bags that hold 16 tortillas? No, he should not, because he wanted ones that didn't have any left over. So now you might think, well, of course it's going to be 12 then, because that's the only other option. But it's still a good idea to check and see if the smaller bags will work. Also, of course, we're doing the practice. So we're dividing them into groups of 12 this time. So now we're going to figure out how many bags of 12 can Raheem fill. So, you know me, I'm going to do 10 groups. And if you're like, I know that I don't want to do 10 groups, that's fine. Okay, 156, I can do another 10. Because I can fit another 120. Okay, I only have 36 this time, so I can't do another 10 groups. Now you might look on your chart and say, oh, 12, 24, 36, that's exactly 3. And I'm going to have none left over. It's exactly 3 groups. So we can see our quotient this time is 23. with no remaining, which is what Raheem wanted, right? No leftovers. So should he use the bags? Yes, he should use these ones because he didn't want any remaining. So we can use partial quotients to divide. It will also show us the remainder. And remember, if I took my quotient times my divisor and add on my remainder, that's going to get me to my dividend, my initial number I started with. So 16 times 17 plus 4 will get me this. 12 times 23 will get me that. Didn't have to add anything on. Just remember, if you're checking, you add the remainder. You multiply those two and add the remainder. All right. This one I'm going to have you try, so go ahead and give it a shot. All right. Hopefully you got it. I'll walk you through the steps so you can see if you didn't, and if you did, maybe you can see a different strategy, or you can get confirmation in what you did do. I'm going to start with 10 groups of 89, which is 890. Again, I'm trying to see how many groups fit, so I'm going to say, well, I'll start with 10 groups. See how that works. 11, 15 minus 9 is 6. 11 minus 8 is 3. 360. Okay, not too bad. Can't fit another 10 groups. I'm wondering, okay, 89 is a little less than 100. I could fit 3 groups of 100, so I'll try 3 groups of 89. Now, if you really like subtracting, you could just subtract 89, subtract 89, subtract 89, and keep going with that. I would rather find a compatible number, at least close, 240. Add those together, we get 267. Okay, I'm probably going to have to do another one, but I certainly got closer than if I had just done 89 by itself. 3, 2, 15 minus 6 is 9. So I still have 93. So I can do one more group of 89. 90, 91, 92, 93. That is 4. So here is my answer, 14. Here's my remainder, 4. All right. So again, hopefully you got that. If not, hopefully you see where you might have made a mistake. Because that is how we learn, right? We learn from making mistakes. Let's do a couple more. Or we learn by learning from our mistakes, not just making them, but making them and then seeing, oh, that's what I did wrong. Let's start with number 1. 754 divided by 13. Go ahead and try it. Did you get it? Hopefully. So I'm going to pull up this so I have a little more space. 750. Oh, I should probably leave myself more space. What do you think? Yes, 754 divided by 13. Remember, on the page, I know it was in the other order, but we always put that first number, or our dividend, inside the house. So, let's see. Okay, I'm worried. I think if I do 10, I know that's just 130, and that's pretty far away. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick a bigger number to begin with. So let's think. Maybe let's just try 5. Not sure that'll be close enough, but sorry, 50 groups. I know that's going to at least be closer than just doing 10 groups. So 650. I wouldn't just want to do 5 groups because that would not be very close at all. All right, 50 groups. That's 650. Notice just adding the 0 makes it nice and easy. 4. Okay, 104. Definitely can't do 50 more groups. Can't even do 10 more groups. So let's go ahead and just go back to what I did originally, which was 5 groups, to get 65. Because I know that's pretty close. That I'm grouping up is 9. 14 minus 5 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, well, I know, because I can count by 13s, that it's going to be 3 groups. If you weren't sure, you could have tried 1 or 2, but 3 will get me 30, and then 9, so it will get me exactly 39. So I know I need 3 more groups to give me 39. I have no remainder. Add those together. 50 plus 5 plus 3 is 58 is my answer. All right, I think we got time for one more if you need it. We're going to go ahead and skip to number 3. 975 divided by 64. Go ahead and try it. All right, hopefully you got it. Again, if not, look and see where you might have gone wrong. If you did, either you can be confirmed in what you did or see a different strategy if you used a different one. Let's start with 10 groups. So that's 640. Nice and easy. 334. Okay, still a little far away, but I can't fit another 10 groups. So let's try 5. You know me. Oop. I love trying 5 groups. We'll see if it could end up being too big. 320. Ooh, nice. Nice and close. 320, that was 5 groups. 14. All right, this is bigger or smaller than this, so I cannot fit another group of 64 in. So this is my remainder, which I know feels a little big, but that's okay. As long as it's smaller than your divisor, it's fine. Okay, so I have 15. Oh, maybe you noticed 5 minus 0 is 5. So this will actually be remainder 15. So 10 plus 5 is 15. My remainder is also 15. And again, it's okay that the remainder is so big. It could even be bigger than my quotient. As long as my remainder is smaller than my divisor, I'm good. If you have more questions, make sure to ask. No problem. If you want to go back and watch that other video to see a different strategy, also fine. Just make sure you ask for help if you need it. Good luck.